Explosions, helicopter, jungle warfare, and Sylvester Stallone with a machine gun that never seems to run out from bullets. Yep, we are talking about Rambo First Blood Part 2, the 1985 action packed sequel that took John Rambo from small town backwoods to steamy jungles of Vietnam. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel The Serpent Studio. If you are a fan of bullets, biceps, and all out action, you are in the right place. Today, we are diving into the movie that redefined action cinema and turned John Rambo into a global icon. But was it just mindless action or did it had something deeper to say? Stick around because we are about to break it all down. So, before we jump into the sequel, let's rewind a bit. The First Blood 1982 introduced us to Rambo, a troubled Vietnam vet who just wanted to be left alone, but ended up waging a one-man war against a small-town police force. That film had action, but it also had heart. It showed the struggle of war veterans trying to be together and like be one of the society which they dare to protect, but it was totally opposed. And fast forward to Rambo First Blood Part 2, and the gloves are off. This time Rambo isn't fighting from small town cops. He is heading straight into enemy territory on a mission that could change everything. A boy like does he brings the fireworks. So, what's the plot? Simple. Rambo gets pulled out of prison by Colonial Trotman for a top secret mission. Go back to veteran and take photos of POW camps to prove that American prisoners are still being held. But come on, do you really think Rambo is just gonna take pictures? Of course not. Things go south fast and and our guy ends up doing what he does best, taking down bad guys with insane precautions and muscle powered justice. Close ups of Stallone as Rambo, Richard Crenna. Let's talk about the characters. Stallone, he is in peak action star model. Like, what can you say? A mode ripped, silent, and absolutely deadly. He doesn't need paragraphs of dialogues, his muscles do the talking. As that's what you expect from the Rambo, yes. The Sylvester Stallone, absolutely. And then there's Colonel Man, played by Richard Crenna. He is the father figure slash commanding officer who believes in Rambo even when the system didn't. And let's not forget Boa, played by Juliana Nixon. She is Rambo's local ally who brings heart to the story. Of course, every action flick needs a good villain, and this one gave us two: the ruthless, victimless Captos and An over the top, solvent commander who just loves torturing our hero. Bad ideal, but yes. And now let's get to the good stuff. Yes, the action. Director George P. Cosmatos delivers non-stop thrills with massive explosions, intense shootouts, and knife fights that make you wince. And those jungle scenes, they just put you right into the middle of chaos. Like literally, the cinematography captures the heat and the tension, the sweat intensity of every battle you could imagine. And what's an action movie without an soundtrack? Is it? Absolutely. The legendary Jeremy Goldsmith returns to give us the powerful military style score that gets our blood pumping at a high rate. Every time that theme kicks in, you know Rambo is about to wreck the whole world upside down. And when this movie hits theater, it was a monster success. It made over $300 million at the box office and cemented Rambo as one of the greatest action heroes of all time. Imagining earning the net worth of 300 millions at the time in the 80s and 90s. As we speak, it's quite the impossible, but yes, you know, when the Stallone is in the picture, absolutely theaters gonna be housefuls. And yes, like it also sprinkled debates. Some saw it as a pro military propaganda, and while others viewed it as cathartic revenge fantasy for Vietnam vets. Either the way, it left a mark on pop culture, inspiring everything from video games to cartoons and even parodies. And now, let's talk about the themes. On the surface, is it just an explosive action movie? But dig a little deeper, and you will see some pretty interesting ideas about government betrayal, soldiers' loyalty, and the scars of the war. Rambo isn't just fighting enemies, he is fighting a system that abandoned him and his fellow soldiers. That's what makes him journey so compelling. Of course, we have to ask how realistic is Rambo First Blood Part 2? Well, let's be honest, this is Hollywood action at its finest. Real life special ops missions aren't quite the explosive, and no, a single soldier cannot take down an entire army with a bow and arrow. But you know what? He doesn't watch Rambo. Like, we don't watch Rambo for realism. We watch it for the sheer adrenaline rush. Yes, fans loved this movie. To this day, it remains one of the most celebrated action flicks ever made. Sure, critics had their issues with it, calling it too over the top, but let's be real. Sometimes you just want to see Stallone taking down bad guys with a machine gun, and this movie delivers what you wanted. So, what's the final verdict? Rambo First Blood Part 2 isn't a deep, throat provoking war drama. It's full throttle action spectacle with just enough emotion to make you care, and it's got iconic moments, unforgettable one-liners, and enough firepower to level up a small country. If you love old school action, this is a must watch you shouldn't miss. Absolutely. And alright, action fans, that's it for today. What's your review? Your favorite Rambo moment? Drop your thoughts, comment below, and let's talk about it. And hey, if you love action movie reviews like this one, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Until the next time, stay awesome, keep the adrenaline pumping. Thank you.